Hi everyone, I'm Roberta Weiner. I'm here to share some yoga with you today. Never tried yoga? No worries, okay? This is an introduction to yoga for everyone, and especially all you senior shut-ins out there. Of course, we're all basically shut-ins these days. I've been practicing yoga for probably, I don't know, decades, for sure. Been teaching for 20 years. I teach at the Senior Center, and the Senior Center asked me to share some yoga with you today. All you need is a chair. Just sit in a chair. Could look like anything. Doesn't have to be this kind of chair. Could be an armchair. If you can, try to sit tall without leaning on the chair. But everything I say today is just a suggestion. So just take it as some ideas. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you today. And we begin our yoga practice with centering. So centering is what brings us present and officially starts the practice. So you can either close your eyes or softly gaze and see if whatever is on your mind today, whether it's the big worries or something small, see if you can let go of that just for this time that we're together today. Just try your best, and if you can't do it, that's also okay. And begin to check in with your physical body. So a lot of times when we check in with our physical body, we go right to, ooh, my back hurts, or ooh, and that's so normal and natural to do that. But today I'm just going to suggest that we go through our physical body and we notice what feels good, or at least what feels neutral. So let's maybe start with our feet. Check in with your feet and your lower legs. Check in with your knees and your upper legs. And check in with your hips. Check in with your front and check in with your back. Notice your arms, notice your hands, and notice your head. So just do this check-in and try to do it with a lot of compassion. Try not to judge the body. And then we'll begin to notice our breath. So just notice how deeply you're breathing right now. And we'll work on trying to increase our lung capacity. Always something we work on in yoga, but now more than ever, working on lung capacity is hugely important. Strengthening the lungs, deepening the ability to take more life-enhancing oxygen in. So you may like to have a hand on the belly, and when you breathe in, feel the belly expand like it's a balloon. And then when you breathe out, let the air come out. So you're blowing up the balloon, and then you're letting it come back in. And this is not the way most people breathe. So if you're finding that all your breath is up here in your upper chest, this is normal, but it's not optimal. So don't worry if that's what you do, but let's see if we can expand that ability to breathe deeply. Maybe take a hand on the rib cage. So now we deepen and the belly expands and the rib cage expands. So we call that the two-part breath. Belly is part one, and rib cage is part two. And then when we breathe out, it releases. So we're trying to take it so the belly and rib cage expand, and then they contract. So try a few more like this. Just see how that is feeling. And if you've never done this before, no worries. You just go at your own pace. And if you do nothing today but practice your deep breathing, that's a lot. That's good. And then there's the tips of the lungs way up here, and that's what most people use for all their breathing. So maybe you could put your fingers up here. We're trying to just get that little bit of extra breath. If we're using the lower and mid portion of the lungs, we just kind of top it off. So deep breath in and out. So let's add a little movement. So let's take the arms up as we inhale, and then take them down as we exhale. And maybe take the palms up on the inhale and the palms down as we exhale. So this is slow motion movement. Slow motion. We feel the energy. We call it the prana. Prana means life-giving energy. So we try to really feel that as we go up and as we go down. So now noticing your shoulders, and if your shoulders are feeling good, you want to go up a little higher, feel free to do that, and go down. And we'll just take a couple more. We go up, and we slowly come down. Shoulders feel great. You could come all the way around and all the way down. One more very deep breath, whatever you're doing with the arms, and then slowly release. And that's our deep breathing practice. Take a moment and just see how that feels. And then think about why you wish to practice. Why are you watching this today? Why are you practicing this with me? And maybe you have a small intention, a small goal, which could be just, I want to try something new. Whatever it might be, we'll bring our hands together and rub palms vigorously. We take it right into the center of the chest, which we call heart center. And we end our centering and breath work by chanting Om. Om is the universal sound of all the sounds in the world put together, but we do a short ah, a long O, and then we hum. It's just like singing. So you can chant along with me if you like, or you can just listen and maybe do it again. Do it with me later. So we breathe out all the air. Breathe in through the nose. And then lowering the chin to the fingers, let's lower the hands to the lap and wiggle the fingers. So just look at the hands, wiggle the fingers, squeeze and open, and notice if any of those little judgmental thoughts are coming in, like, ooh, I have arthritis, something that's going on. Well, I have arthritis. I inherited it. You can see it in my hands, so we all have stuff. So go the other direction. The more we move through our joints, as long as we do it slowly and carefully, that's how we create fluid in the joints, and it's very healthful. So again, go at your own pace. Let's try our elbows. So we're trying to bring a little fluidity, a little moisture to all of the joints, all the major joints. And we're noticing. So let's lower the hands, and now let's do the jaw. You can make a funny face. No one's watching you. Open and close, maybe wiggle. And then we relax the face and take the chin down toward the chest, and then the ear toward the shoulder. So now we're noticing our neck. So notice your neck, and sometimes you might notice, ooh, something's going on. I didn't even realize it until I started doing yoga, and that's because you're noticing. You're doing a lot of noticing. So we're going side to side. Bring it center. Trying to sit as tall as you can. So if you leaned back, try to come on up. And then we'll go ahead and look to one side and center. And look to the other side and look center. So notice how far you can see over your shoulder, and center, and other side, and center. Let's look to one side and hold. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. And in, sigh it out. One more, in, and sigh it out. Let's come back to center and very deliberately turn and look to the other side. So deep breath in, and sigh it out, and deep breath in, and sigh it out. One more time, deep breath in, and sigh it out. So now, if you had your hands palms up like mine were, turn them palms down. Let's take the shoulders up, breathe in, and then take them back and around. So we're rolling in slow motion, up, back and around. So notice the shoulders. So you might notice little cracks or pops. If it doesn't hurt, this is normal, but we don't want any pain. So please back off immediately if you feel any pain. And so let's go the other direction. Shoulders back, up, forward, and down. So we're going back, up, forward and down. Last time, back, up, forward and down. So notice when the shoulders were back, it might not feel the way it usually feels, because let's face it, we spend most of our lives forward. We could be reading, we could be typing on our phone. We're forward, so we want to try to get the shoulders back and down, and let's pulse them. So go ahead, pulse, pulse, just press the shoulders back a few more times. That's it, and then see if we can stay tall as we lift one leg. Probably can't see my leg, maybe you can. They're very talented here, and we wiggle. I know you can't see my toes. I decided to do it with sneakers on, so you would feel comfortable. You can wear shoes, whatever is good for you. And we lower, and then we'll lift the other leg, and then wiggle the toes. You could be lifting 1 inch off the floor. That's fine. I'm lifting higher, so you can see it in the camera. And then we go ahead and lower. Then let's bring both feet up if you feel safe and comfortable doing that, and see if you can wiggle the toes. So toe wiggling is something that if you don't do it, you won't be able to do it. Everything is use it or lose it. So let's go ahead and lower the feet. So I'm going to suggest that we come to standing. If your body is saying, you know what, I don't want to stand, that's fine. You can stay in your seat. I'm going to come on up and demonstrate some things standing. You can absolutely stay in your chair. So I'm going to stand up. I'm going to turn this chair so that you can see me a little better. And then holding on to the chair. If you feel comfortable, come up on your toes and lower down. Did you hear that crack? That was my ankle. So sometimes joints might crack. We don't want to deliberately crack them. If they just sort of happen to crack or pop, there, that was my other one. That's all right. So we're coming up and down, giving yourself the idea of working on balance. So working on balance is hugely important. So let's pause. One hand is on the chair. If you feel comfortable, come to the toe. So one of my feet, I'm peeking at the camera to see if you can see my feet, but if you can't see it, no worries. The toe would be on the floor. So you're not lifted, but your weight is shifted to one side. If you feel safe and comfortable, try lifting it ever so slightly. And your navel is to the spine. Think about squeezing the muscles, which is what we call part of the core muscles. We squeeze and we stay strong. Let's lower down and shift to the other foot. And let's go ahead and we're nice and tall and we're coming to the toe. So I've shifted the weight to the other side. This is a perfect place to stay, or you could pick it up, maybe, and squeeze and see what it feels like to stand on one foot. We want to work on our balance throughout our entire lives. You know, preventing injury, preventing falls, and go ahead and lower it down. So now the chair is here if you need it. And we're going to bend our knees. This is at least an invitation for you to bend your knees. So maybe I'll kind of turn to the side if you can see a little better here. Now another option would be, I'm going to mess up the camera people maybe, is to sit and stand in your chair. So you might feel more comfortable sitting and standing in your chair, or you might feel fine standing and bending and straightening. So we're working on strength in our legs by sitting and standing. So I have my hand on the chair for safety. If you need that, if you want that, please continue doing that. If you feel like you could do it without, you could place the hands right at the center of the chest and press them in hard. So this helps you balance. And then we'll sit and stand. So in yoga, we call this chair pose. We always move in and out before we hold. So go ahead and sit. Hands could be here, so you're sitting in the imaginary chair, or you could be right above your actual chair. Your hand could be here. Your hands could be here, or if you're feeling very strong today, you could interlace your fingers and the palms could come out in front. Let's take a deep breath in, sigh it out, and come on up. Arms either at your side or you're holding one on the chair. And we come into mountain pose. So mountain pose is the basic standing pose of yoga. And you might think, well, I stand all the time, so that's fine. So we go through standing very, very deliberately, and we start with the toes. So remember how we talked about wiggling the toes. So maybe if you're either barefoot or like me, you have big sneakers, so you could stretch out your toes. So these are my toes right now. I'm stretching them out, so try to pick them up and stretch them, and then when you lower them back down, they're still stretched. And you try to feel all the toes in the floor. And then try to feel the balls of your feet on the floor, so you're really very solid, and you feel your heels on the floor. Then maybe, and this is subtle, you could feel your arches lifting ever so subtly. It's very subtle. From here, we think about our legs, and we squeeze the calves, squeezing the muscles around the knees, or think about all those ligaments, holding it nice and strong. Squeeze the thighs, nice and tall, shoulders back. Think about a lift on the whole upper half of your body, like you're in ballet class and the teacher's giving you a little pull. Anyone do that? So this is our mountain pose. Now from here, we'll do a little side stretching. So let's take our hands to the waist and take the hips one way. The head goes the other way. Do the same thing, holding on. We'll go the same direction a few times, over and up, over and up. Let's do one more, over and up. So let's do the other side. Again, hands could be at the waist, or you could be holding on. I'm holding the imaginary chair right now, and I'm going over and up, so I'm stretching. Think about, like, when you think about your rib cage, we usually think about what it looks like on a skeleton, like there's nothing there. But in reality, of course, there's all muscles. And that's the last one. So let's come back to center. Take the hands here, inhale, and exhale. So let's see if we can stretch out the legs. So let's take one leg back, and the distance will be up to you. So you're taking a comfortable stance, and you're not standing like on a tightrope. You're standing like on railroad ties. So the legs are in their natural alignment. And then we'll bend the front knee and straighten. So we'll bend and straighten the front knee. Back leg is straight. And depending on your leg, you might have the toes curled or the foot might be flat. But we're bending and straightening. Bending and straightening. You might be bending both knees, or you might be bending one. So you know how I said the back leg was straight? You could do that. Or you could do both. Last one. Let's go ahead and bend the knee. So now we're in a lunge position. If you need the chair, keep the hand there. If you do not need the chair, hands back here to heart center. Option, if shoulders permit, raise the arms. Let's take a deep breath in. Blow it out. Deep breath in. Blow it out. One more time. Deep breath in. Blow it out. If you took the hands up, bring them back down. If you took the leg back, if it's still back, bring it together. So we're back where we started, and now we'll take the second side. So we're stepping back, and again, it could be a small step, and it's not a tightrope. It's railroad ties. You're in a nice natural alignment. You could have a hand here. Hands could be here, hands could be at the waist, and we bend and straighten. So bend and straighten, and don't worry about how far down you go, because remember, this is our beginner class. Don't feel like, there's no grades here. So you can decide what works for you. Let's hold. Again, it could be here, here, here. Raise Either way, the breath is the most important thing. Inhale, sigh, and again, and one more. Bringing the hands back, maybe hold on, bring the legs together, and let's come back to mountain pose with the arms at the sides. And inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale one more time. Inhale, and exhale. So I'm going to guide now back in the chair. So I'm going to come back to sitting. I'm going to turn the chair so you can see me. And come on back to sitting. So as you return to sitting, notice if you feel any different than when you started. So we're about 20 minutes in, and it's a little movement in different parts of the body, and just want to take a moment to notice. So either close your eyes or softly gaze, and just do that same scan. Might do it a little quicker that we did before. Feet, legs, hips, front, back, shoulders, arms, hands, head. And just notice. Try to notice without judging. Going ahead and opening your eyes, let's work a little more on breathing techniques. So there are many different breathing techniques with many different goals. Overall, the goal is healthy respiratory system. Deep breathing, great for relaxation. So many things that are good about it. This particular breath is called alternate nostril breathing. You use your right hand, you take your right thumb and you place it on your right nostril. So everyone says we shouldn't touch our faces. So you want to go ahead, wash your hands, but hopefully you're home, so you're fine and hands are clean. If you're not sure, just keep it a little bit off the nostril. But if you can, close the nostril, and we'll exhale out the left, and then we'll inhale in the left. I'm not fully closing because then I'll sound like a Minnie Mouse type of sound. And then we close it with the ring finger. So you use the ring finger to close. And this is the pattern. The pattern is exhale, inhale, close it up, exhale, inhale. I'm going to move my hand because you won't be able to see me. But think about an exhale and inhale one side, an exhale and an inhale the other side. And you can do it sort of energetically without touching if you want, by just thinking in your mind, I'm going out and in, switch it over, and it's an out and an in. And this is a very focusing breath, along with being great, for lung strengthening. Let's take a couple more. So it's exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, and then your next exhale, release it. That was the alternate nostril breathing. We'll take a breath through both nostrils and do a soft sigh. Let's do it again. And one more. And now, earlier I had said don't lean against the chair, but now I'm going to suggest you might want to lean against the chair, as I'm going to guide you into an invitation to relax. Alternately, if you have a couch nearby, you could lie down, whatever you would like to do that would make you comfortable for this few minutes of relaxation. And relaxation is an important part of the practice. So sometimes people have the feeling, oh, like the exercise part is over, so this is just like sort of fluff. But actually, and now more than ever, really important to learn relaxation tools to decrease stress and anxiety. So if you're comfortable, go ahead and either close your eyes or just softly gaze. There's nothing to see. Just go ahead and listen to the sound of my voice. And notice where your body is in contact with the chair, the floor, the couch, whatever you've chosen. So you might feel your feet touching the floor, maybe. You might feel your legs touching the chair. You might feel your back touching the chair. Notice where your hands are. Maybe they're resting on your legs. If you're lying down, they could be at your sides. Try to do as little work as possible. Ideally, no work at all. You're just resting. And then breathe into all those points of contact. And then breathe out the points of contact. And now imagine that you have openings in the soles of your feet and that you could inhale through those openings, up your legs, and imagine you could exhale out your navel. And then inhale the navel and exhale down the legs and out the soles of the feet. So focus on the soles of the feet. Inhale, soles of feet. Come on up this time to your heart center. Imagine you could exhale, heart center. Inhale, heart center. And then exhale down, 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 and out the soles of your feet. Go ahead, inhale, soles of the feet. And this time we're coming all the way up to throat. Exhaling throat. Inhale, throat. And exhale down, 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 out the soles of the feet. Inhale, soles of the feet. This time, let's come all the way to third eye point, which we say is our intuition center between and above the brow. Exhale, third eye point. Inhale, third eye point. And exhale down, 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 and out the soles of the feet. Inhale, soles of the feet. This time, sweep the body with the breath all the way up through the crown, top of the head. Exhale and inhale and sweep it down, 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 out the soles of the feet. Let's try it again. Inhale, soles of the feet, become all the way up, 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 out the crown. And then we exhale down, 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 and out the soles of the feet. Release, breathe naturally, and let's count down. 10. Relaxing a little more. 9, see if you can relax the face. 8, relax the throat. The throat is calm and peaceful. 7, relax around the heart. Soften any tightness around your heart. 6, relax the belly. 5, relaxing arms and hands. 4, relaxing legs and feet. 3, 2, and 1. Enjoying rest. Enjoying rest. And you're welcome to continue resting even after this program of yoga is over. Or you may wish to get up and continue about your day, feeling renewed and refreshed. Bringing hands to heart center. Chanting Om. It's an exhale and it's an inhale. Om. Chanting for peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti simply means peace. May you have peace in your heart. And may you have peace in your home. And may we all have peace in our world. Shanti, Shanti, peace. Peace, peace. We end the practice with the word Namaste. Namaste usually translates as the light in me honors the light in you. So let's try it. The light in me honors the beautiful bright light in you. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thanks for practicing with me today.